Time now for Sid Sixero. This is where I got 60 seconds to talk about anything. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. It happened again over the weekend. Anti-lockdown protests, one in Peterborough, another small protest here in Toronto. We've seen it a lot, and if you're a small business owner, I get it. If you don't believe these lockdowns actually work, I get it. But the reality is, the majority of people who take part in those protests don't care about any of those things. They just want to be told by the government, or not want to be told by the government, pardon me, what to do. That's it, end of story. That's their beef. The government's telling me what to do, well, then I must do the complete opposite. The worst part about these protests, in my mind, is that they're incredibly disrespectful. I remember, and for the rest of my life I'll remember this, waiting outside a church while a funeral was happening for my uncle inside, because only 10 people could be inside because of COVID. And I remember walking back to my car that day, logging onto Twitter, and seeing a rally involving those who believed their rights were being violated because of the lockdowns. Their rights. History will remember those people accurately, but until those stories are finally written, a quick message from me to all of those people. You are an idiot. And that's all I want to say. Donnovan Bennett is not an idiot. I've known him for decades. He may think I'm an idiot, but he's not an idiot. Sportsnet's Donnovan Bennett. I'm going to walk away from this one, Donnovan, because it's been building for a while. The anti-lockdown rallies and whatnot, the anti-maskers, all that. And I don't want to give it too much oxygen for a lot of reasons, but I'll let you have the floor. Go ahead.
Well, first off, condolences in hearing that story. And empathetically, hopefully maybe you connect with some people, because when I hear whether it's anti-maskers or anti-vaxxers or anti-lockdown, I hear a lot of I and me, even from the politicians who go to those rallies and play politics with a virus. But I don't hear a lot of we, right? They're thinking of themselves, but not of the collective. I hear about the freedoms being taken away and things being not fair. Well, yeah, I get it. It's not fair that you have to talk to your friends and family on FaceTime or Zoom. You know what's not fair? People who had to say goodbye to their friends and family on FaceTime or Zoom. I get it. It's tough, and people are losing their jobs, and that certainly is not fair. You know what's not fair? People who have lost their life because of this. So this virus has never been fair or equitable. If you're a minority, if you're an essential worker, if you live in a multi-generational home, this virus is much more of a threat, especially if you're immunocompromised. So for people just to say, well, I have freedoms, this is not fair. We all have freedoms that we can't exercise at times. I can't drive whatever speed I want on the highway. I can't smoke indoors. If we all were able to do whatever we wanted, that would not be called democracy. It would be called anarchy. So I get it's not fair, but nothing about any of this has ever been fair.
No. We have about 60 seconds here, Donnovan. I did want to get you in on the sick days thing a little bit here because it kind of diverted this morning. We don't have a lot of time, forgive me, but your general take on where this is going politically in Ontario is what?
Listen, this is very clear. There are some provinces and some places of the world who said, we are trying to beat this virus. And there are some places of the world who said, we're trying to live with it and keep things going. And we've seen how that has gone. And so whether it's Melanie telling us that in BC, a baby has died, or that a 13-year-old has died, there is no however. The science table, many scientists for not months, for over a year have told us what we need to put us in an optimal position, not perfect, but optimal position to get the best of this. And most importantly, put the people who are at risk first, and we haven't done it. No. So you can turn around and say playgrounds are back because the moms are coming for you and whatnot. But how about you actually put the people who are risking their lives so that we could have some semblance of a life? How about you put them and their jobs first and foremost?
Yeah, let's start with that. Donnovan, appreciate you. Talk to you next week. Thank you, sir.
You too.
One and only Donnovan Bennett from Sportsnet. He's smart. All right, we're going to take a break. You sound off coming up. Again, the sick days discussion. It is the discussion in Ontario right now. There are a lot of discussions. What you sound off is next. Are you surprised the Ontario government hasn't implemented paid sick days yet? 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca. Twitter 24/7 at Breakfast TV. It is 6:45 in the morning. Good morning, Toronto. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday so far. Melanie and myself have your take next. You're watching BT.